Hello, Internet. Here we are for another Arena Cube draft. This time we're in the best of one cube because they took out best of three, which makes me sad. I really like best of three cube drafts. Looking at this pack, Thragtusk is probably the best card. It is just like higher power level than a lot of the other things that are happening in this cube. There's a lot of really aggressive decks, like mono red and mono white are both really good. So having something that is just a super strong roadblock for those decks gains you a bunch of life, gets you a 3/3 when it dies. I think I like Thragtusk here. If I weren't going to take the Thragtusk, my next pick would probably be like Neutralize. It's like a solid card in the control decks. Or Song of Freyalise is a really fun one as well. I don't know how good Song of Freyalise is, but it's certainly a fun card. Alright, what do we got here? Well, we got a couple of good options. So, Vivien Arkbow Ranger's really strong. Just playing a Vivien, if you're able to land a Vivien on a board where she's not being pressured too much, she can get out of hand really quickly. It's also like Nightmare Shepherd, Glasspool Mimic, Waker of Waves. I'm not a huge fan of the first Arrowing games. It's fine, but it just can get disrupted pretty often. Escape to the Wilds is a pretty strong draw spell. Fabled Passage is just a really solid land that goes in like every deck, pretty much. I might just take the Fabled Passage here. Maybe it's Vivien. Triple green is a lot. Gosh, Nightmare Shepherd's fun. You know what? Nightmare Shepherd plus Thragtusk. Okay, that's just too fun of a combo. I kind of want to see what we can do here. Okay. Given that we took the Nightmare Shepherd, we got some good options. There's a Plague Crafter that works really well with it, but I think that one will probably wheel. It's a pretty bad card. It's only really good if you have exactly Nightmare Shepherd, I found. Turntimber Symbiosis is fine. There's a Fauna Shaman. Fauna Shaman seems like it could be pretty good. Help me find my powerful creatures. There's also like an Assassin's Trophy, which is nice. Priest of the Forgotten Gods. That's a pretty strong sack outlet. Works pretty well with the Nightmare Shepherd, but let's take the Fauna Shaman. Draft in a bit of a brew here. There's Vraska's Contempt. That's just a really good removal spell. Instant speed, it exiles, it hits creatures or planeswalkers, and you gain 2 life. I've been a big fan of Vraska's Contempt in this cube. There's also Reclamation Sage. That's a nice one to have in your toolbox, especially to find with Fauna Shaman. Yeah, I think I'll take the Rec Sage. I think I like that. I got a lot of good cards in green and black. Looks like we're in the open colors here. Probably not on Lamia. There's Murderous Rider, which is nice. Just like a solid removal spell. Jade Light Ranger plays well with Nightmare Shepherd. I think I just want the Llanowar Elf, though. Just having, Llanowar Elf is pretty irreplaceable in this cube. There's just not very many 1-mana elves, unlike something like the Vintage Cube, where there's, I don't know, 8, 10, like, 1-mana creatures that tap for mana. Got a lot of good green-white, like, options. There's the Ajani's pretty strong. Conclave Mentor is pretty solid. Mikaeus is actually really good. I've like, you just play it on 2, and then every other turn it pumps up your whole team, which is nice. I don't think I really want to move into white for any of these cards, though. There's also Mouth to Feed, which is pretty solid. There's a Nessian Hornbeetle. Hornbeetle can get big fast. What do I want here? You know, I'm going to take the Hornbeetle. I think I might end up a more aggressive version. Wow. Now red feels very open. It's just a really bizarre draft. Swordtooth is fun, but probably not what we're trying to do here, where it looks like we're drafting a little bit more of an aggressive deck. I like Elspeth's Nightmare. God Eternal Bond 2. Probably not what we're trying to do here. There's just a lot of powerful stuff happening at like 5+ mana. Brain Maggot, maybe? It's pretty good with Nightmare Shepherd. Gifted Aetherborn is really good. It is a little hard on our mana. Maybe that's okay. Maybe I just take the Aetherborn. I'm going to take the Brain Maggot. Ooh, Song of Freyalise. This could be a Song of Freyalise deck. I could do something here. Make something happen. Okay, this could be a first Rowan Games deck. Playing, like, dorky green-black mid-range. Which is not generally one of the better archetypes in this cube from my experience. I guess I'll take the Blood Artist. It's possible I end up with more of a sacrifice theme. Yeah, green-black just doesn't have a ton of, like, synergy. It doesn't have a super well-defined identity in this cube. Whereas a lot of the other color pairs have, like, a much clearer, like, direction for what you want to do, and much stronger synergy. Green-black's just kind of like, yeah, good cards, some ramp, removal. But we'll see what we can do. Okay. That's a good removal spell. I've been very impressed with Bloodchief's Thirst in this cube. Also Hostage Taker, but I don't think we're splashing if we can avoid it anyways. We don't have any fixing. We have 0 fixing currently, so I guess Song of Freyalise is kind of fixing. So Dusk Legion Zealot, that plays pretty well with, like, the Nightmare Shepherd. Lifecrafter's Bestiary. That seems pretty good. We got a high creature count, I think, right? Yeah, we got a lot of creatures, so I'll take the Bestiary. Green-black struggles to get card advantage, so having a way to just give me a continuous stream of cards is pretty valuable here. Kind of hoping I'm not playing this first Rowan Games. Probably not playing this Blood Artist, at least not with how the deck is looking currently. Noxious Gearhulk, I like that one. That's a really nice one. Gearhulk is a nice target to hit with Fauna Shaman. Good to ramp into if I end up doing the Song of Freyalise thing. Great with Nightmare Shepherd. Just a very, very powerful card. It's a threat that they really have to deal with. I mean, 5/4 Menace is no joke. That kills them pretty quickly and pressures Planeswalkers. And it also is just, I mean, kills a creature, gains life, does a lot. Here I'll grab the Woe Strider. We might end up wheeling the... take the Woodland Cemetery. We don't really have any fixing yet. We might end up wheeling the Gray Merchant, and the combo of Nightmare Shepherd, Woe Strider, and Gray Merchant is pretty strong. Woe Strider is also just like a solid value creature. Like the floor on it is pretty high. I'll take Once Upon a Time. Just smooths out my draws a little bit. Okay, so I'm probably not playing this Horn Beetle. That feels a little bit too dorky. Song of Freyalise feels pretty mediocre here unless we're able to find some token making stuff. I don't think I want Judith. Yeah, I'd be splashing for it. Bala Ged Recovery is really good. Like, this is an effect that's very powerful in the late game, and since it says target card, it's not just removal spells either, so I can just, like, play it on turn 4 to get back a Bloodchief's Thirst, and then thirst their thing. I think this is one of the better modal double-face cards. Our deck looks pretty good so far, honestly. Like, we've just got a pretty high overall card quality. We don't have a ton of synergy. We've got a few little pockets of synergy. We've got our Nightmare Shepherd that works well with, like, Thragtusk, Gearhulk, Rexage. I guess I take Lithoform Engine, maybe? Or Field of Ruin? There are a lot of Field of the Dead decks. You target permanent you control. Or sorcery. I guess I'll take Lithoform Engine. I don't know what I'd be doing with it just yet, but the card intrigues me. I'll take the Zealot here. Zealot's nice. Zealot makes me more inclined to play this Song of Freyalise. Just picking up random fixing in case I end up with something I want to splash at some point. Not playing any of these cards. Zealot also works well with the Nightmare Shepherd, the Bestiary, and the Plague Crafter. Yeah, it's a pretty... There's a non-zero chance they play Karn's Bastion, but it's pretty close to 0. It's like a 2% chance or something if I end up with a bunch of Planeswalkers in pack 3. And really good mana. Okay. What do we got here? Well, we got a lot of good stuff. I think the Great Henge is what I'm most inclined to take. I have a very high creature. I only have 10 creatures? I thought I had a very high creature count. Well, I'm looking to pick up more creatures. Creatures work well with my deck, so I'm gonna be trying to pick up more creatures, and Great Henge is just really good. It's got a couple of, like, 3 or 4 cost things that can reduce, or 3 or 4 power things. A Thragtusk and a Noxious Gearhulk to reduce it a lot. Now I'm looking to pick up a couple of high power, cheap things. Would love to see, like, a Questing Beast. That sweet spot of something that costs 4, so that way on turn 5, you have 5, it reduces the cost from 9 to 5. Dolly Parton. Heartless Act? I don't think I'm playing Swarm Shambler. Ulvenwald Hydra. I don't really have anything that works great with that. Do I have discarding? I don't have anything that works great with Arcfiend. Heartless Act is the strongest card in the pack, so maybe I just take that. It's not a creature, which is unfortunate, but... Cycle or discard a card. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Heartless Act. Okay, here we go. So Vizier is a pretty good spell that pretty decent creature can help me play, like, it can be a card advantage engine. It's a little on the slow side. I might just take this Knight. If I'm playing Song of Freyalise, I kind of want a bunch of cheap creatures. You know, I'm just going to take the Knight. Thoughtseize seems good here. Maybe Wheel the Find Finality or the Foulmire Knight. But just having early interaction seems solid. Orzhov Enforcer? Ovia Pashiri? Cast a creature spell. Acquisitions Expert is also fine. I don't think I have the other types I need to make that do more than a little bit. There's also just like Black Bloom Rogue. I'm going to take the Enforcer. It works well with Nightmare Shepherd. Puts a body on the board for Song of Freyalise. Here I'll take the Brontodon. I think I'll just take the land. Ooh, Dryad Greenseeker is really nice. I like that for sure. Okay, so I'm probably not playing this Lithoform engine. I might play Rishkar. Rishkar works well with Nightmare Shepherd. I'll take Atris. I don't think I'm going to play it. I don't have any white cards that I'm considering, do I? I don't think I'm playing this Ajani. Yeah, I'll take Atris, but probably not playing it. Basswood Fortification? Yeah. I don't think I'm playing that one. That feels a little bit too low impact. Guess I'll take the land. I don't think I'm playing this Blossoming Defense, but I'm also not playing land. Okay, I will play Black Bloom Rogue. That's a decent card. I think I will anyways. So this is 25, so I need to make like 2 cuts from this. What am I cutting? So... Oh, maybe I just cut a couple of lands. I forgot that I had, I have Black Bloom Rogue. Here, I'll go change the deck layout to see how many modal level faces I have. 1, 2. So this is actually 17 lands plus a Once Upon a Time and a Llanowar Elf. Yeah, that seems solid. Sure, let's run it. See how we do. Yeah, sounds acceptable. It is really relying on this knight to pull a lot of weight, but hopefully they won't have a removal spell for it. If they do, this hand does kind of nothing. Uh-oh. Well, okay. Well, Once Upon a Time's pretty good. I'll wait until my opponent's turn to get a little more information before I cast it. Scorch Spitter, sure. Yikes. Plaguecrafter just trades for the Scorch Spitter. Noxious Gearhulk costs 6, so I don't love that. Could just take a land. Yeah, it probably is just a land. Maybe I should have taken the Plaguecrafter. Yeah, in hindsight, that might have been better. I'm gonna save this Bloodchief's Thirst. I just think it's likely that my opponent plays something that I care about more, and I'm not doing anything else with my mana, so we can take a hit or two from the Scorch Spitter. Lava Runner. Okay, well, play the Orzhov Enforcer. And I think I'll pass. Yeah, I'll pass. It's a little risky to hang on to a removal spell against mono red. Generally, you want to snap off your removal spells as soon as possible, but these are just like very low impact creatures, and I know my opponent probably has some stronger stuff in their deck. And I'm not under like a ton of pressure just yet. So I was hoping to save this for like I'll cast it on like the Bone Crusher Giant, for example. Yeah. Yep. Ow. No attacks. If I can get down this Great Henge, I'll be in good shape. Really need to draw another creature. Alright, I'll trade for the Scorch Spitter here. Siege Gang Commander. Okay, now we're in trouble. Bestiary's probably going to be a little on the slow side, unfortunately. Yep, I'm dead. Cool. Alright, well, let's go to round 2. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. This hand is better than my last one, for sure. Plan on saving this Bala Ged Recovery, I think. I'm gonna get the Green Seeker in play. Ovia Pashiri doesn't do anything just yet, and Green Seeker draws like half a card a turn, so. So we could like Heartless Act the Ovia Pashiri now. I don't love that really. Maybe I start with a Dusk Legion Zealot. So I could also play the Black Bloom Rogue. Yeah, this just uses my mana a little bit more efficiently, so I'll play the Black Bloom Rogue and say go. First Erowin Games, sure. Yep. So this next turn I'll hold up the Heartless Act, and that way I can, oh. This is not going to work out the way I want it to, actually. I forgot that the Apparition can proliferate that. Yeah, okay, that's good. So they get to immediately put the counters on. Here, I think I will I think I'll Heartless Act to remove 3 counters from this soldier so that they don't get to draw 2. I'm gonna Zealot first, because if I hit Bloodchief's Thirst, I might want to play that instead. I did not, so it is irrelevant. So I'll remove the 3 +1/+1 counters. That way they are no longer drawing. I guess I could have done that in combat and attacked. Yeah. That was a mistake. It's possible that they would have done a double block, although this, like, I'm telegraphing a removal spell pretty hard there, so they probably would not have blocked anyways, but there's a chance. Yikes. Well, that's a problem.
Honor and
Their
courage.
whole team is about to grow real big with this Grateful Apparition.
Conquer darkness.
Yep. And Heartless Act doesn't really do... Like, I can Bala Ged Recovery the Heartless Act, but that doesn't do anything. Elspeth's Nightmare also doesn't do anything. So, okay, so what I can do... So, I can recovery the Heartless Act. And then... Heartless Act remove 3 counters from the Grateful Apparition. Gosh, we're just so dead here. This is a disaster. So, at this point, I think I'm kind of throwing a Hail Mary. So, I'm going to attack with the Black Bloom Rogue on Ajani and just hope that they don't block it. Okay, they blocked it. Yeah, okay, we lose. We're super dead. That was unfortunate. Okay, here we are for round 3. Well, this hand is very good. Definitely keeping this hand. So, I'm going to lead on the Landmar Elves because this lets me use my mana a little bit more efficiently. This way, next turn, I can play Greenseeker plus Thoughtseize. Okay. Once upon a time. Opponent is thinking. They take a plains. Found our own Once Upon a Time. But I'm going to lead on Dryad Greenseeker plus Thoughtseize. Okay, so. What are we taking here? Felidar Retreat's good. I think it's probably just got to be this Grateful Apparition. Without the Apparition, their Sword and Song of Freyalise don't really do anything. So... Yep. This just slows them down. They've got a... They're very well set up for a long game here, so I'm gonna try to see if it's possible to kill them quickly, ideally. I'm gonna draw here with the Greenseeker because I would really like to hit a okay, yep, that works. I want to make sure that I'm hitting something that affects the board so that I can pressure my opponent here. So Woe Strider does that. Combat, hit my opponent, and say go. So I'll probably Greenseeker upkeep again. Oh. Sure. And I'll go to draw. Okay. Put my main phase. So that's Nightmare Shepherd's a good draw. Means that next turn I can play Nightmare Shepherd plus Once Upon a Time, probably. This turn I'm just going to play a Thragtusk. Puts 5 power in play. Hit my opponent with the Woe Strider. And we'll say go. So Woe Strider even lets me sacrifice the Thragtusk so that... Oh, don't need to. Okay. Well, we got at least one win. Okay, here we are for round 4. This hand seems good. I've Greenseeker into Elspeth's Nightmare, into Nightmare Shepherd, into Great Henge. So we have a pretty good curve if we can just hit our land drops, which the Seeker helps us do. So hopefully we won't get disrupted too badly. Getting down an early Great Henge is just pretty hard to beat. This card goes pretty big. If you untap with a Great Henge in play, your odds of winning just skyrocket. Opponent is deciding which land they want to play, it looks like. That costs 2, not 1. Oops. Okay. Well, Llanowar Elves, that's a little bit late to the party here, but I might be able to slot it in somewhere. If they don't have anything to Elspeth's Nightmare. Let's go ahead and Greenseeker, see what we hit. Take action. Play a Swamp. We'll play a Llanowar Elf. And a Knight of the Even Legion. Okay. So next turn, I'm not quite sure what I want to do here. So, can play Thragtusk. They've got up like 4 mana, so they're probably going to counter whatever I play. Would I rather my Nightmare Shepherd or my Thragtusk get countered? Let's start by hitting with the Knight. I think I'm gonna play Knight. I'm just gonna attack with a Knight. Okay. So our opponent's going no blocks here. Think I'll play Thragtusk. Doesn't really change how efficiently we're able to use our mana. It does make the Great Henge cheaper if it resolves. Nightmare Shepherd plays around a Wrath a little bit better. I'm going to play Nightmare Shepherd. Given that I'm playing Nightmare Shepherd, I probably should have done it pre-combat. Yeah, okay, they've got a Disdainful Stroke, that's fine. Just go ahead and Greenseeker now. Okay. Like a Gearhulk. Gearhulk is nice. Our opponent is a little light on creatures, so the Gearhulk doesn't have a ton of targets, but... Ooh, Field of the Dead. That's a difficult one to interact with. 2, 3, 4, 5, and all of their lands work with it so far. Alright, let's Thragtusk. Okay, Thragtusk resolves. Let's go to combat. We'll attack with these two. Yep. And then we've played a land this turn, I think, so I'm just going to say go. This Field of the Dead's going to start going off pretty soon. Probably next turn they're gonna start making zombies with it. Krasis X4. Sure. I actually do not mind that at all, because that means they're tapping out, and I can resolve a Great Henge. Yep. That in my hand. Sure. So let's play land. And then Great Henge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pact of Negation. Rude. Yep, Pact of Negation resolves. Okay, in that case, I guess I'll attack with the Knight and the Thragtusk and see what they do. They probably block the Thragtusk here. And I think I pump the Knight. Could also play a Fauna Shaman or an Elspeth's Nightmare. I'm gonna pump up the Knight. Yep. My opponent, I mean, they do have to, like, tap out. Like, they have to tap all their mana. Or most of their mana to Pact of Negation. So, I do get to just hit them for a bunch next turn. Ooh, and they missed on Field of the Dead. That's good. Okay. So, they're at 13. I can pump Knight twice. So that's 8, 9, 10, 13. Yeah, let's go for the win. See what happens. Woo! Okay, we got there. Oh. Okay. So, maybe this deck's not quite as bad as I thought. Yeah, I'll keep the sand. Orzhov Enforcer's a little awkward in this deck. Like, it works with, like, it's a creature. It works with, you know, our Great Henge and Bestiary and Song of Freyalise, but just, like, I don't know, a 1/2 Death Toucher is not really what this deck is trying to do so much. I'm gonna play a Dusk Legion Zealot. Okay. Plaguecrafter's pretty good. Let's go to combat, attack with both, and I will play a Orzhov Enforcer. It's possible I should have just pumped the Knight there. That might have been correct. Well, let's play a land, go to combat, swing with the team. They're gonna play start. Yep. Let them go to blockers here. Okay. That's fine. This way I can Elspeth's Nightmare the token here. So they won't be able to use Finish. I like that Castle Ardenvale makes a goose sound effect. Just a castle full of geese. Anointed Procession. Okay, opponent's got a brew going on. They got some stuff. Well, I'm definitely taking the Srem's expertise. That feels pretty clear here. Would rather not them have 6 tokens. I don't think I like Bala Ged recovering my Dusk Legion Zealot. That feels not ideal. So I'll just activate the Knight and attack in for a bunch. And my opponent's under a bit of a clock. If they don't hit a land, they're in a lot of trouble. Oh wait, they did have the Turntable Symbiosis, I forgot. Yeah. So Anointed Procession works well with Thragtusk because they get 2 tokens. But I think that's kind of just unavoidable. So given that, do I attack with the Knight and pump it? Knight becomes a 5/6. Yeah, this works okay. So I'll attack with both. So my opponent can trade with the Orzhov Enforcer or chump the Knight. They're opting to trade, sure. So here I can... I'm fine if my opponent is spending their next turn on Return of the Wildspeaker, I think. So I'm going to pump the Knight. You get a token, sure. And I will Plague Crafter sacking my Spirit. Or they get 2 tokens, I guess. Knight of the Ebon Legion is just, like, it's a 1-drop that becomes a, like, huge threat very quickly. I really like this card. I think I just like Blood Chief's Thirst and attack with both. Get rid of the Hydra, and I will attack with both. Opponent trades for Plague Crafter, goes down to 4. I'll say go. So Castle Ardenvale makes 2 tokens for them, which is nice. Does make it kind of hard to, like, get in for those last few points of damage here. Well, let's attack with the Knight. I'll probably make 2 tokens, block one of them on the Knight. Yep. I think I... Brain Maggot? Pretty sure I want to play the Black Bloom Rogue. And then... Alternatively, I could, like, Bala Ged Recovery to get back Elspeth's Nightmare. No, I think I just want to put more pressure on the board. So I'm going to play Black Bloom Rogue. And then I'll just play a Brain Maggot and take this Return of the Wild Speaker. Go to end turn. It's just a little awkward. My opponent is just... Oh my gosh. Hornet Queen. Well, that was a good draw. That is going to be a problem. I don't know how we win now. They have 8 1/1 Death Touchers. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. I guess I like Bala Ged Recovery getting back Dusk Legion Zealot? What am I even looking for though? Like what, how do I win? Do I have anything with Trample? I don't think so. If I draw into the Great Henge, I might be able to like flood the board a bunch. I guess I'll take the Dusk Legion Zealot. Just like casting a Elspeth's Nightmare just doesn't do that much. I guess I say go. Yeah. I don't think I have anything that can deal with 8 1/1 tokens. Plus 2 more a turn. Gosh, this Anointed Procession is doing work for my opponent. That's... They got a pretty fun deck. Oh, my opponent's got their own Great Henge. Yeah, okay. I think they've got this one. I guess I'll play out another turn or two here. But I can't imagine, like, I can't think of anything that I could draw that would turn the tide. And even if my opponent doesn't hit anything, like, most of my draws are worse than my opponent just Castle Arden Veiling and making 2 things. Assault Woodland Cemetery. Attack with those 2. Interesting. I would have traded off. Yeah, it looks like that was a mistake. So maybe that's my route to victory. Maybe I win by my opponent making a lot of mistakes. I don't have anything that can, like, grow my creatures, right? Or, like, give them trample. I don't think. Didn't get the Gary. I have a Nightmare Shepherd, but that just doesn't really do much. I guess if I had... Maybe I could have, like, waited on the attack with the Gear Hulk in case I drew Nightmare Shepherd. All the flying Death Touchers first. And say go. Dawn of Hope. Okay, yep, they got this one. Okay, well, we got in a few games with this deck at least. I don't know, I think the synergistic decks are much stronger than the decks that are just kind of like a pile of good cards. So I think in general in Cube that's true. And I think green-black in this cube is kind of the exactly that. where it's a pile of good cards and it doesn't really have synergy to maximize on. So this can be a what not to do. This draft can be a cautionary tale for you. Thanks for joining me. I have a Patreon, actually, that I had started for my other YouTube channel, but I'm going to start advertising here as well. So if you'd like to see more of my videos, if you'd like to help support me in making my videos, you can support me over on patreon.com/RyanHibbs. I'll put a link in the description. And if you would like to support me but don't have money to offer, then liking, commenting, and subscribing all help my YouTube analytics. Helps me get more views, so those are great ways you can help me out. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will catch you next time.